I am Batman. Average Sniper.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Average Sniper here, and welcome to another PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds video for Xbox One. And today I would like to talk to you guys about my experience using a controller, and basically my switch I made from keyboard and mouse playing this game on the PC to playing it on a controller. And hopefully some of these tips and insights I have will help you guys out getting better at aiming in PUBG for Xbox One. So, before I get started, real quick, my history. I've been a console gamer forever, and I got into PC gaming, learned to use the keyboard and mouse a couple years ago, really enjoyed it. I had only played this game on PC until it came out on Xbox One, and now I play it a lot on Xbox One to basically have fun with my friends, because not all my friends have a gaming PC. Making the switch from keyboard and mouse to controller wasn't that hard, but it was kind of difficult for this game because I was so used to playing it on a keyboard and mouse. And what I learned is the most important thing for me is the sensitivity. So as soon as this clip finishes, where these two guys drive up in a car, make a very poor decision to not get out of the car and fight, but keep trying to run me over, I will pop up my sensitivity settings. So here we go. Real quick, guys, so I don't take over the gameplay behind us. This is my sensitivity settings. I keep my dead zone on 10. I keep my controller binding preset on type A. I keep my general sensitivity on 5. Vehicle driver sensitivity 5, targeting sensitivity 5, all my scoping sensitivities on 4 except for the 15 times, and I keep my aim acceleration at 0. Some people will tell you that the aim acceleration at 0 means more aim assist. That is not true for my Xbox One X. However, it may be true for other consoles. I don't know about the other consoles because I only have an Xbox One X. Alright, so basically, the sensitivity settings I found didn't work for me. The sensitivity settings I showed you did not work for me when the game first came out because there was problems with input lag and things like that. So I have a video I made before this that basically tells you to put your sensitivity lower than this. Well, you don't have to do that anymore unless you like that low sensitivity and you're totally used to it. That's what I keep my sensitivity on now. All 5s and 4s. 4s for the scopes and 5s for just the general moving around. And ever since that last update, a couple updates ago where they fixed the input lag, it has been so much better for me. So that's number one, picking a sensitivity that works for you. My sensitivity might not necessarily work for what you're trying to do, because sensitivity is different for each person. Some people can only play on really high sensitivities. Some people can only play on really low sensitivities. All right, so if you have a sensitivity that you already have mastered, don't change it, because muscle memory is a huge part of this, guys. Muscle memory is a huge part of this game, and pretty much any game you play with a controller, even when you're playing with a keyboard and mouse, the muscle memory kicks in, especially on a controller, because you're using your different thumbs and index fingers to do everything, and you want to get it down to the point where your brain doesn't have to think about it anymore. And now it's time for the nerd reference. Once your fingers can do the work for you, and with the muscle memory, and you don't have to think about it, you will have attained Ultra Instinct, like Goku is currently doing in Dragon Ball Super. Now you know how much of a nerd I am. Shout out to all my Dragon Ball Super fans like me. Anyway, guys, that's the main thing, is sensitivity. So get your sensitivity locked down, something that you like, and then master it. Once you master it, if you feel like it's too slow, slowly start turning it back up and train your muscle memory. But if you're constantly changing your sensitivity, like you put your sensitivity on a 3 or 4 and you have a bad game, you're like, I'm going to change it to 5, you have a bad game, change it to 6, you have a good game, but the next game is bad, so you change it back down to 3 and 4, you are never going to figure it out. So get that muscle memory locked in, keep your sensitivity the same until you have mastered it. The second thing I did that I found myself still doing today is overcompensating my aim. This game does not have aim assist, so I'm used to using a controller. I'm used to games like Battlefield and Call of Duty where you can kind of snap on, aim on people, and you can drag over them, and get the kill because the aim assist will slow you down right when you go over them. This game doesn't have it, so you kind of have to retrain yourself how to aim with a controller unless you're already used to playing games that don't have aim assist in them. So what you have to do is you have to go slow. And you don't have to go slow permanently, you just have to go slow on the aim until your muscle memory, once again, gets used to it, okay? So basically, when you see an enemy, instead of just pulling the left trigger and spamming them with bullets immediately, take your time, line them up, take them out. Now, spamming people with bullets is a good idea in this game, especially when they're trying to zigzag and run away from you, so by all means do that. But when you're just trying to work on your aim, take it slow. And as you continue to work on it, you will find that those movements that were slower all of a sudden start becoming smoother and faster because your muscle memory is kicking in and your brain's not having to think about it as much. So sensitivity and retraining yourself on the aim. And don't take it too seriously, guys. It is just a game. You know, it is just a game. And the third thing I want to talk about after sensitivity and muscle memory is basically the difference between aiming down sight and third-person aim. I keep my controller binding preset on type A, which means you have to tap the left trigger once to aim down sight and tap it again to take the aim away. Lots of people have said we don't like this. In fact, so many people said that they actually added in a type B, where you hold down the left trigger to aim down sights in first-person mode. Now, the problem I found with this game is that aiming in first person works great with the mouse, but not so great with the controller. And it only works not so great with the controller when you're up close. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Actually, I'm just going to say it. My opinion, the close quarters combat in this game on PC and on Xbox One is awful. The third-person aiming system is awful. The first-person aiming system up close is even more awful. However, if you are really close to an enemy, like 10 feet or less, you do not want to pull up that first-person aim unless they are standing still and not moving, unless they don't see you and you're going for that headshot. You want to engage with that third-person aim. Now, the SMGs are way more accurate on the third-person aim than the assault rifles. So if you have an assault rifle and they're more than 10 meters away, pull that first-person aim up. If they're closer, pull that third-person aim up and just go to town. And try your best not to move back and forth as much as possible. Sometimes you have to move back and forth to avoid getting shot by the enemy, but the more you stand still, the less recoil you will have, and the less bullet spread you will get. So as you can see here, these guys are both shooting at me, so I started, moving while I was shooting, and that increased my bullet spread. It took longer to kill the guy. Just took 3 of those guys out with a UMP9, highly underrated weapon in this game. That I never aim in first person with the UMP, even if they're medium distance. So you have to know your guns. The SMGs, you can get away with that. The assault rifles, not so much. So basically knowing the difference between when to first person aim and when to third person aim is very important. So get used to that third person aim up close and personal, and get used to that first person aim when you step into the medium to long range. I see so many people when I'm spectating and when I'm watching videos and stuff and streams, people going into third person aim when their targets are like, 20, 30, 40, even 50 meters away, and it almost never works, unless you have that SMG. SMG is going to do work. But when you have that assault rifle, and most people will put their SMGs down for assault rifles, that's just how it goes. They continue to try and third-person aim. Get used to that first-person aim as much as possible. It doesn't matter which controller preset binding you use, hold down to ADS or tap to ADS, doesn't matter. Just realize which situations you need a third-person aim and which situations you need to first-person aim. So let's go over this again. Get the sensitivity right, get that muscle memory down. Take the controller aiming slow, okay? Take it slow. If you're doing bad and you keep overcompensating, going fast, just take it slow. Get that muscle memory down, just like the sensitivity. And last but not least, know when you should aim in third person and when you should aim in first person. I hope this video has helped you guys. I'll see you on the next video or stream. I hope you enjoyed this 14 kill chicken dinner gameplay. Everybody have a great day or great evening wherever you might be, and keep safe. Later, everybody.